Hello and welcome to another episode of Yuck, Yum, Boo, and Bum, the NES Classic Baseball Review Show. Today we have Base Wars, which was, I believe, a game from 1991, Ultra Games, and it's one of those games that incorporates something I don't think any of the other ones really do so much, and that is fighting. You'll see some fighting in this one too. It's kind of a mix of them. So, taking a look here, just your regular play ball mode, team edit. That allows you to edit two different teams in there, which really doesn't do very much because you can actually edit any teams you want in this. And then there's pennant mode. And so this is what we're going to do. Just play a couple of innings of it, but just to give you an idea of it, because this allows a couple more elements. So you have to pick 6 teams to go in the league. It doesn't really matter. 6 teams is fine. You can rename it if you want, but it doesn't really matter. There, it's the Biter League. I've got a cold. It's the Biter League rather than Cyber League. Anyways, you can go up to 10 games, which everybody plays twice, or 1 game, which I actually don't know how you'd figure that out, but it doesn't really matter. We're only playing 1 game. So you have the option as well, of course, changing your team name, your owner name, who cares, whether it's man or computer operated. I don't think that really matters. So now you're noticing this part here we're on where it says Cyborg. Yes, this game is played supposedly in the future when owners have become sick of paying increasing player salaries and instead put robots in to do it. So I feel like we're probably not that far off from it, but for now, these are your 4 options. You've got a cyborg, you've got a flybot, which kind of hovers above the ground. M-cycle or mixed cycle. It's really motorcycle. It's just a guy on one single wheel, which kind of looks cool. And a tank, which is a tank. So you can figure that one out. We don't have any other motorcycles on this team, so let's make our leadoff hitter a motorcycle. You can change their names, positions. Again, I don't know why you'd want to do that. But if you really want to do it, then, go ahead. So interesting note to change. See, I'm changing between all these ones. You have to hold down B in order to do this. And it actually took me probably longer than I feel comfortable admitting to figure that out. And before I would just be mashing buttons, which seems like a go-to in a semi-fighting game. But, that's my own, incompetence, if you will. So it doesn't really matter. We can make these other teams man-controlled. Doesn't matter because we're not playing as them. So now, we've got play ball, which you know what that will be. Ranking, it gives you the league ranking, standings, home runs, ERA, and battle ranking. So you can see who wins these fights that you will see come up on the base pass as we go along. There's also a parts shop, which is how you improve your players. Of course, they're all robots, so you do it an interesting way. This is, as you see, there is a guy that is very blue and buzzy and kind of looks like an evil Matt Sundin. Maybe it's the bald head. It's the smile as well. That's like the Matt Sundin smile. So there you go. So evil blue futuristic Matt Sundin is the one in charge of the part shop. So you pick your team. Which team? California. Okay, you are California. This game knows me already. All right, so may I help you? Shopping, repair, robot data. Robot data you're not going to see anything on yet. Repair, it'll give you the options there. Everybody's at maximum because we haven't played a game. But if you click on a player, you'd get to see, in the options to be able to help them out. Otherwise, let's go shopping. Weapon, catch, shoot, unit. Okay, engine and shoulder. Unit. I would have. This is not that kind of game. So, anyways, engine, shoulder. Let's go to shoulder because obviously everyone wants super shoulder. What I did discover with this, I did put a super shoulder on one player. Kind of allows them to body check the other guy a little bit better. So, who should we give that to? You know what? Let's give it to our second baseman because the second baseman keeps getting slid into when people try to break up double plays. So let's give him something to go back and attack these guys. So there you go. He gets a shoulder. That is not the shoulder. That is... Didn't wanted to mention that. That's like put it on his pec. I don't know. So yeah, you can get to see little things that will help you with this super catch. As the game goes on, you'll discover everybody needs improved catching abilities. It is terrible at that for some reason. Shoot. Okay, super shoot, and weapons. So there are your weapons, some of which we can't afford. Laser gun, a laser sword. Yeah, those are way out of our price range. But, you know, we can't afford a handgun, which is down here. So 50,000 or 50,000. I can't count, can I? That's 5,000. So 5,000. We'll add it to somebody who gets a handgun. Let's give it to our shortstop. I think our shortstop could use a handgun. This is the American pastime after all, so why not give them handguns? It's their right as Americans or robot Americans to bear arms. So, all right, let's try to play a little bit of gameplay now as we back out of this. You're welcome, Matt Sundin. And we'll try to play this. So we've got, you see the kind of setup with that. It's not going to matter since there's only one game, but there you go. San Francisco and California. By the way, those are your 9 players. You can't change them. There's no pinch hitting. There's no release pitchers. There's nothing. If something happens to your guy, and if he loses enough HP, he does blow up, you just play with one less player. So, California, San Francisco, island of California, at least in the future. We are the home team here. If you play regular play ball mode, you'll be the away team, but here will be the home team. There's my tank shortstop. You really want some mobility in the shortstop position, so I don't know about that. So with this one, you can tap it, and he throws light. If you hold him, he throws a lot harder. There we go. You see flybots around. The controls are a little wonky. Like I said, if you hold, watch what happens when you hold it. He starts changing color as he super lines up, and that's his fastball. And honestly, that didn't really look like much of a fastball. So there you go. That was a catch. Good luck making catches in the outfield, though, at least on a regular basis, because this game scrolls very slowly, at least at the speed the ball moves. So you don't really get to your outfielders very quickly. So there you go. That was the top of the first there. All right, let's continue on. Let's try to bat, which won't go terribly well. There's my one motorcycle guy. As you see, he's on one wheel. That has not helped him hit the ball. You can go up and down as well with your pitches. I'll show you that in the next inning as I swing and miss at several. Here's my guy with the handgun, by the way. So there, the first baseman actually makes a lot of the plays in the field, unless you hit it right to the second baseman like we do there. Another thing you'll see here, the ball moves very quickly, and the throws, because they're robots, go really, really quickly, so at least in the field. So you wind up with a lot of guys getting doubled off. Sometimes you have almost no play on that whatsoever. So there, as you see, I drop the ball here. I'll raise the ball. Let's drop it again one more time so you can see. Still managed to hit it. So one thing we haven't seen yet is a fight. So what ends up happening is if there's a close play at a bag in a tag situation, then the guys will end up fighting. The guy who has the ball at the base and the runner. Depending on how close or far away the runner is from the bag will determine how much HP he starts the fight with. This is exactly what I just said. Did you just see that? That was a triple play, a legitimate triple play, because their guys run forwards. The AI is very wonky like that. It doesn't like to send guys back. So for robots, I don't know how they didn't program them with the ability to go back to bases, you know, or realize that on pitches. That's a hard hit ball. It was caught, which you find out after when you scrolls up and you see that guy with the ball. But this is what I mean about the kind of frustration in the outfield. I'm not swinging at that one, but I probably will swing at other bad pitches. So there's a fly ball. That should be easily caught, right? Nope! The center fielder is just rolling around in circles trying to figure out what to do. It's like watching little kids play. This one he should actually make the catch on, and he's going to double me off, I think. Because, of course, he has a cannon for an arm. Like a literal cannon for an arm. So, I can't believe we've gotten this far, and we have not yet had a fight. So, we'll do our best to change that in this inning. Oh, he caught the ball. Okay, I didn't expect that. Interestingly enough, as I said, you see guys moving back and forth in the box. You can't move up and down in the box. That was a Cyborg who made the catch out there. I don't know why he doesn't catch it with his hands, but again, I don't know how these robots are designed, so I can't help you with that. Interestingly enough, I know we've been probably going for almost 10 minutes, but actual gameplay has been probably less than 5, and we're going into the bottom of the third because so many guys get out or doubled off, or tripled off like we saw. How did that second baseman not make that catch? This is what I'm talking about. Kind of ridiculous. Oh, you can't steal too. I should mention that. Otherwise, I would have just had the guy steal here. So that didn't work. I honestly was expecting that ball to be caught, but in this game, the more I play it, the more I realize you can't expect the fielders to do anything you would normally suspect. There's a nice catch. But didn't think he'd get to that one on the hole. Meanwhile, the ball that just sits there in front of him, he doesn't catch. So it is frustrating from a technical gameplay standpoint when you see that happen. So let's see if this one drops, and it does. So we're going to get the guy to run. He's out by a mile, so that's all he starts with. And as you can see, my guy is getting beaten up. He's already dead, but they're just going to keep killing him for fun. And that should end our inning. So there, you got a brief look at it, but that one was so quick, we didn't get anywhere. I've played this game a little bit over the last little while, very little actually. And I played it a bit when I was younger. Was not a big fan of it when I was younger. I didn't like the concept that the players would fight on the base paths. I guess I was a pacifist or a purist, take your pick. I also didn't like that you could just beat somebody up and be like out by a mile and now you were safe. So again, like I said, a little more of a baseball purist in that sense. And so it is a little frustrating that your guy should be able to beat out a play. Or you should have, maybe more so, you have their guy out, but then they, beat you up and now they're safe at the base that they should have been out at, by a mile. Because I'm not very good at the battle aspect of this game, as you saw back there. Now that one, I'm not sure whether he caught it and just threw it back in too quickly that it didn't register, or, whoa, that was a catch, or just simply that he, the ball dropped in front of him, because we've seen both of those happen already. That ball, that went off the wall. Didn't know. Wow, look at that right fielder going to chase that ball. I better send him back. Oh, let's try to send him now. Oh, he cut him off. No way. Oh, my guy died very quickly. And even though he's dead, they're just going to keep punching him for fun. Can make my next guy run. Uh-oh. See, watch this. That shouldn't happen, but whatever. Let's try one more fight. I can move around. A punches out, but I literally couldn't even punch in the right direction. So my guy, see, his HP was 410. Tanks have the highest HP, so they're the most likely to survive through battles. I think cyborgs or flybots are the lowest, but I honestly don't remember. But see, there's a tank batting. His HP is 600. The other thing it'll give you, rather than his batting stats, is, if he's got a weapon or something like that, which I guess is good. If you're playing against a guy, with a weapon, you don't really care that he's a 285 hitter. You care that he has a handgun. And if that happens, maybe you're going to just groove one down the middle and be a little slow to get to a ball because, hey, he's got a handgun. There are things that are more important in this world of baseball. Not very many, but a couple. Oh, this guy's going to second. Fight. I'm trying to get around him. Oh, I finally killed a guy. Take that. I may have anger issues. Yeah. Well, that's the first fight I've won in this. And look at this. We're headed to the bottom of the fifth, and there's no score. When you're playing an individual mode, like just the regular play ball exhibition game mode, you can choose going anywhere between 1 innings and 9. Which, I guess that wouldn't matter in this game because we're in the fifth and nobody scored, so we just keep on going. But, that is a nice feature to keep games a little bit shorter. Although, like I said, the reason why I went through the pennant mode was because this way you're actually able to see, the extra weapons that we can give them, the shoulder that doesn't go on the shoulder, or giving my shortstop a handgun, things like that. Oh, that ball was not caught. Oh, wow, that's a close play at first, so they're going to do it too. So A punches, I've got that, but then beyond that, I really couldn't tell you. And clearly it didn't work out as my guy has been beaten up. See, his HP was lower than before because He took a beating on one of those ones. He was one of those guys on the bases that got beaten up. I don't know why that guy was running to second on an easily catchable ball, but this is, again, the frustration with the AI. So if you're a bit of a baseball purist, well, you're not going to be doing this. Take that, Cyborg. No, I'm taking it. No. Oh, he had one bar left. How did I die? Yeah, my first baseman. You know what? Let's keep doing this for a bit. Just because my first baseman may end up blowing up if we keep this up. Probably should have just caught that. That might have gone easier. So we'll go for a little bit more, but yeah, that's it. If your guy runs out of HP, takes one hit, and he blows up. That time there was actually 2 outs. They were right not to run back. But again, as a baseball purist, definitely not my choice of game. If you think baseball is too boring and fighting jazzes it up, then this is probably one for you. But you know, I'd say I played this as a kid, and I think I feel pretty similar to how I did as a kid with it. That it's kind of an interesting, gimmicky game, but you know, not probably one of my top choices of an actual baseball game to play. He may catch that ball. He did catch that ball. All right, so we'll let him try one more chance to beat up my first baseman, and then we'll call it a day. Yeah, he like puts the ball in his pocket in the end there. How about that? One more batter, maybe? After this guy? Let's get the out. Let's get to the 7th inning stretch. Still without a single run, by the way. That's another really frustrating thing. Should not be this hard to score a single run in a game. And we'll finish things off with a fight, because why not? That's what this game is all about. Oh, my handgun guy lost. See what I mean? All right, nuts to that. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again next time on Yuck, Dumb, Boo, and Bum.